Hey everybody, in this video we are talking about matched content units in Google AdSense. The reason I'm making this video is because I have a handful of websites that are monetized with Google AdSense, and I've noticed that the matched content option is now available to me. I've never used it before, and I have talked with other people who said, it's okay, or they recommend that you use it or maybe that you don't. But now that I have it, that is an option, I am vetting it for potential use on my sites. I haven't experimented with it yet, but I'm thinking I am going to implement the code and then I will come back later and talk about it. But first, let's talk about what is that? What are the matched content units? You probably have noticed them just surfing around on the internet. Right now, what you're looking at is a website that is not mine, but that I just recently observed had the matched content unit on it. You can see, and I'm just going to use the pointer, you can see that there is a regular post and it says add Namecheap, and obviously this is not the Namecheap website. And then you can see a tech for PC post, and then one post over here mixed in with ads. And basically what Google AdSense does is creates for you almost a related post plugin. Your theme might already have the option for related posts, or like me, you may be working on trying to increase the time on page and lower the bounce rate with a related posts plugin. And I have something that looks like this on my site but doesn't have any monetization options in it. And basically how you make money is if the user comes in and clicks on the ad instead of clicking on the link to another page, then you still benefit even if they don't click on the ad, because these people are going around and continuing to surf on your site. Maybe you earn more money through RPMs rather than on ad clicks, or maybe it just gives people another opportunity to go around your site and find an ad to click on. So how do you become eligible for matched content? If you look at the support.google.com, on the eligibility for matched content, it is extremely vague. And in fact, they don't really tell you, what the concrete numbers are. And I suspect that it's not a concrete thing, or maybe it is. I just have no idea what it is. Basically, in your account, you know if you're eligible because it says you're eligible. You don't apply, you don't do anything on purpose to get the ability to use matched content. They look at the traffic volume and number of unique pages to be eligible. I'm thinking of the websites that I have, and all of the websites that I have, there are 3 of them that are eligible for matched content, and every one of those has more than 300 posts, and 2 of the sites have more than 1,000 visitors a day, sometimes significantly more. And I'm trying to think, the smallest site that I have that is approved has a couple hundred page views a day, but it does have a lot more posts. It has at least 300 posts. So maybe it's not so much the amount of traffic as it has to do with the number of posts, because I have another site, my site that I started this year for Google AdSense, that isn't making very much money yet, but it has about the same amount of traffic as one of the sites that is approved, but it has about 100 fewer posts. So maybe it's the amount of posts that are really really part of this determination. People who have a lot of traffic but don't have very many posts probably won't be eligible for matched content. And I guess it makes sense, right? If you look at the unit, you have to have at least the number of posts to make this unit worth it. Otherwise, it would be full of ads. And we also don't really, I don't think, get to control how much of this is ads or where the ads are in here. I'm going to look into it more. But frankly, for me, if people were to click through and click on an ad, that's fine with me. I would be fine, frankly, if this were all ads, if it meant that people were still having a good user experience and were to click on it. Now, I just want to point something out to you. If you're looking at your screen right now, you can see the related posts box right here. It has these 8 little posts, and then right above it you will also see an ad. This is actually one of the best practices recommended by AdSense. The recommendation is that you put the matched content unit, this little related posts box, either above or below another AdSense unit. They tell us that they think that this matched content unit actually improves the performance of any ad unit that it is right next to. potentially right under. It's hard for me to imagine putting this unit underneath the related posts unit, because I imagine if people were going to click on anything, they would do it right here rather than going down and clicking on the ad. But that is actually one of the best practices recommended by AdSense, is to put these two units right next to each other, which to me is kind of strange, kind of funny that they would recommend it, but that is what they have to say about it. So how do you know if your site is eligible for matched content? Well, one of the ways you can tell is if the matched content ad unit is an option for you in the ad unit section of your AdSense platform, your AdSense portal. Another way to check would be to click on Sites here on the left in the drop-down menu, and then click on Matched Content. If matched content is available, it means you have at least one site that is available. And if you click on it, you'll see in here, I actually have 3. And as always, I have them blocked out because I don't want you to know what they are. But I'm actually not using them at all right now. So you can see I don't have any settings. And when you click on the site, you'll see this is what it looks like behind it. They'll allow you to set how recent the recommended articles are. So if you want them to be, the most recent posts or old posts or whatever, you can also block specific pages or subdomains. You actually have a significant amount of control, it looks like, in the matched content, in customizing that, which articles show up. And then you can also include preferred content so that the matched content always recommends at least one article from the list. So if you're really pushing, brand new articles, or, a cornerstone content, or, just one really big article that you would love if people always went to, then you have the ability to influence that. As I said, I'm not using matched content units yet, but I intend to, in the next week or so, start implementing it on the sites where it is an option. I recently, in the last 2 or 3 months, had added a related posts plugin because I was working on trying to improve the bounce rate and the time on page, and I found that a really good looking related post plugin that has been doing a really good job for me. I definitely saw an improvement in the bounce rate and the time on page because of having that plugin. The one thing I did notice though was that some of the sites that I bought have a theme that has the related post function plugged into it, and it's not something that I can figure out how to turn off. It's built into the theme, and it's not something that's customizable. So if you already have a related posts option, and then you're throwing in, the AdSense related posts unit, I mean, it can look strange. I don't particularly like having it look disorganized like that, have it doubled up. So one of the challenges for me will be to try and figure out how to update my, or edit my theme or customize my theme so that I only have one related posts section. And I also am using Quick AdSense to deploy and put my my ads in the page. And I don't know necessarily if I was going to stack them both up at the end, how I will actually do that, because it doesn't give you the option to add an ad unit, one paragraph up from the bottom. It just gives you, you can count how many paragraphs in, but not one that tells you paragraphs from the bottom. So I'm going to have to be maybe crafty, and I'm just going to have to learn, right? This is just, I don't know how to do this yet. And so this is a part of it, because I do want to add, follow the best practices and have, the one ad unit stacked up right with the related posts ad unit. I just have to figure out how to do that. Any other details? Well, the matched content is something that is free. So if you're using a paid plugin to do your related posts, you could, if you like the matched content option, is ditch the paid plugin. Again, it could be troublesome if you don't know how to turn off the related posts option in your theme, which is my problem that I need to fix. Oh, another thing that you should know, Google AdSense doesn't have specific limits on ads anymore, but they do say that they want to make sure that you have enough content on the page and that the content to ads number and is balanced. They won't use the match content as a strike essentially against you for having too many ads on the page. If you have thin content, you don't necessarily have to worry about replacing an ad that exists if you are planning on using matched content, which was something I was concerned about. I mean, all in all, they really recommend that you use it. Will you make money every time somebody clicks on anything in here? And the answer is no. If somebody clicks on one of these boxes that takes you to your own page, your own article, something else on your website, then you're not going to make any money from that. But the goal, again, is to improve your metrics and improve your user experience and improve the chance that someone else will click on one of these ads. I did some research around the internet about what people are saying about it. And people aren't raving about it. They're not like, oh, this is the best thing ever. This is the way to make the most money possible on AdSense. And I don't know if that's true. And basically what I've seen and what I've heard is that this can be a good way to increase the number of page views that you are having on your site and maybe make a little bit more money from your website, which for me, I mean, who doesn't love money, right? If it doesn't hurt my website and it doesn't hurt the user experience and it actually improves some of the metrics, in the same way that I was already doing with the related post plugin, then it's something that I'm willing to try. What I personally like about this unit, the way it looks, is that it doesn't look super spammy. It doesn't look gross like an ad. Like you look at this link ad above, like it really obviously looks like an ad. And it doesn't really, to me, contribute very much to the site. And it's kind of mind-boggling to me, actually, that users would scroll down and then see sponsored searches here and then click on one of these. I mean, for me, I would always just back out and go back to Google and look for more articles based on the search topic that I searched for. But this just looks more natural. It looks more like a plugin that I might use. It looks a lot like the plugin that I do currently use, and so I like the look of it. So I'm going to try it out. I will maybe try it for a month and then report back here and tell you how it goes. So if you have any questions about matched content, this is just me talking about what I have learned so far, and my goal is to implement this on the sites that it is available, and I will let you know if it has any discernible impact on my earnings, I guess, or traffic. We'll see what it is that I can ferret out from it in the future. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.